Nevertheless, rolling. Hope you all have had a fantastic week.
Been a busy one here.
Yes, a lot of things going on. A lot of things going on. Hopefully, you've been busy. Hopefully, your kids have been busy, pushing themselves, working hard,
Yeah.
training, going through the program. There's possibly some new folks in here right now. If this is your first time, welcome to the CamWood Bats live session. We do this every Thursday to really give our program members a better idea or a better, push
Yeah.
to help them get the right results by going through the program. There's no doubt that what we teach is the way.
Yeah.
I'll say that 100%, no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
This is the way to teach hitting. It's simple, it's easy to understand, and it works for everybody. If you're willing to put in the work, and willing to open your mind and try to understand what's really happening.
Yeah.
So, like we said, we still have a few folks joining in, but this is really a time for our customers to ask questions.
Yep. Tell us how y'all been doing. We got a couple familiar faces in there.
Jeff just joined us.
We had some games this week or this weekend. Last weekend.
I do believe there are still some fall wood bat tournaments going on.
Yeah.
Not a ton, but maybe some of you guys are playing in some. Maybe you have softball players. Hopefully those girls are doing well.
Yeah.
The state of Georgia is kicking off the fall softball season, which is there's only like 2 states in the country that do that.
Yeah. Yep.
And it doesn't make any sense to me why, but softball season is in swing down here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we'll cut to the chase. Somebody ask a question.
Yeah. Let us know.
More people still joining. It'll grow as we go.
Yep. Come on, guys. Don't be shy.
Telling you.
I know it all. Usually the first
Telling
person has
you.
to start it. We're here for y'all. Come on. If there's any of y'all that have been doing some live session stuff with us, tell us how those tips we've been giving y'all and
Yeah. You
Stuff
seen any
like that.
improvements with the things that we're talking about?
yeah, working outside of those lessons. That's what we try to get y'all to learn and everything so that y'all can take what we tell you home with you and work on it. Figure that stuff out about how your swing's working for you and what it's doing.
That's such a big thing. I mean, is being able to take the things that you're taught and go home and apply them and do them again and be consistent in reminding yourself to do those things.
Yeah.
Like you talked about, I mean, you mentioned this earlier. Each hitter kind of has their own thing.
Yeah.
Their own little issue that gets them off. And if they can understand what those 1 or 2 or 3 things are, what my little things are that get me off.
Yeah.
And then I can learn how to address those things. At that point, all it is going to work and being consistent and reminding yourself to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Fixing yourself. We titled this email when we sent it out, "You Push You." Truth of the matter in all this is, I mean, we're just a guide.
Yeah.
We're nobody. We're just kind of, I mean, we're just telling you what we learned.
Yeah.
And what, I mean, is a fact in regards to the game. But your players, they are the ones that have to push themselves.
Yes.
They're the ones that have to figure this out and really want to figure it out.
Yeah.
And then take those things that they figured out and apply them. Do them.
Yeah. Agree with that for sure.
Man, nobody has a question.
Yeah, you got crickets today. Thursday after Labor Day.
Yeah,
But some of y'all ready.
maybe there's
This
some
week
new
will be
people.
over.
You haven't bought a CamWood bat yet.
Yeah.
Tell me why.
What do you
Tell me
need to
why
know?
not.
Yeah. Or what do you need to know more about them to help us persuade you? Because I'm telling you, at the end of the day, it's only going to benefit you.
Unreal. Why no questions?
It's only going to benefit you and your kid, or even yourself swing.
Mm-hmm.
Only going to benefit. That's one thing me and Jonathan try to preach. We never ever try to tell any of our lessons or anybody that we're never going to lead you astray. Everything we're going to tell you is always going to benefit your swing.
Mhm.
It's never going to get you off what you've been doing. It's only going to help you.
I mean, we fact check what we teach.
Oh yeah,
I mean, we cross check it. We do try to have an open mind.
yeah,
I mean, it's a lot easier to really tell when something's absolutely not right.
yeah,
But we still look at things with an open mind.
Mhm.
I mean, if somebody's doing a different drill than what we do, I mean, I look at that drill now and try to see if there's a way I could relate that drill to what we teach.
Mhm.
Now, we still only do 4 drills.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that there aren't drills that you can't relate to this, but to us, we only need those 4. Why go filling your filing cabinet full of stuff that you don't need?
Dang. Sorry to hear that, Jeff. Glad you've been thinking about it though.
I mean, again, thinking about it is to me 90% of the battle.
Mhm.
10% is skill.
The mental side of a lot of these things is what a lot of players have to overcome. They have to overcome the trust in the drills, the ability to kind of let your swing be more free rather than so controlled. I think, and really understanding where everything is starting. I think a lot of people get caught up in the middle and ending of the swing so much that they just don't really think about how everything's starting.
No,
How my direction's firing and all that.
they
They're
just,
thinking
they
about
just go right
they're
straight.
thinking about
Yeah.
getting to my result, getting to my finish. But there's
Straight to the
so much that goes into making that better and more consistent in my start that can free yourself up going through it and finishing your swing.
Mhm.
I think that's really tough to overcome for a lot of players. I mean, sometimes I'll come in here and try to do reps, and it's tough for me. I just have to kind of back off what I'm trying to do, and maybe go about 70% rather than 100.
Just bought my son a CamWood on day 6 of the program. He likes this. If he likes this, we may try the 30-day program. It's the one-hander required for the 30-day. Yes, it is. And I'd tell you honestly, I mean, it's on there. The 10-day bat speed is first. Everybody always goes, in my opinion, they go with a 2-hand trainer because they're curious. They're just trying to see.
Yeah.
The most important bat, in my opinion, that we use is the one-hand trainer. This hand right here is the guide of everything you do. If this is not working properly, if this gets out of position, your knob, your bat, your barrel, everything is going to get out of line.
Yeah.
So when you get to the 30-day program, you're going to need the one-hander. That's where we start. We're really breaking that swing all the way down to ground zero. No feet, no shoulders. All they have is from here down. Learning how to drive inside the ball. Really learning that it's more of a body function than it is, I mean, swinging the bat at the ball.
Yeah.
It's not this anymore.
Yeah.
It's not here, there. Okay. It's this part of my body, my hand, my arm, driving inside the ball, pulling that knob, pulling that weight past the ball so I get that whip.
Yeah. We're trying to really feel how our swing is functioning and being connected.
Yes.
The one-hander really helps with understanding where that connection lies in my hands.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people think that both hands have to stay really connected after my knee and hip are fired. No, it's really my front elbow. My front hand has to stay in that connection rather than both hands. Because a lot of people, especially I've seen lately, is their connection from their knee and hip is done with their shoulders.
Yeah.
It's not done with this.
Uh-huh.
It's not staying connected there, and my shoulders are still on my line, still in my zone. It's here with my connection. So now, once I get to the ball, I'm going to be pulling off and out of the zone. And that's a big reason why, like John said, that one-hander is so important, along with the two-hander, just because of what it does, what it teaches our body, and the way it connects to everything else. But yeah, if you haven't got 30-day program, I would highly suggest you go get it. You're going to be One, I think you're gonna save a lot of money down the road as far as taking him to so many different hitting guys, and trying to figure out something that works for him. This, if he is done correctly and watches the videos and reaches out to us and really helps help him
Yeah.
coach through
Uh-huh.
what's going on. I think that this will benefit him so much, or her. But it's I don't know.
There's nothing like this.
Yeah,
man.
it's not.
I'm telling you, as honest as I can be. I mean, I'm not trying to be a salesman here at all. As honest as I can be, there's nothing like this. I mean, this literally, I mean, it teaches kids exactly how to do it.
And it doesn't.
It leaves it up to
Yeah,
them.
it doesn't change their swing. It lets them see aspects of their swing that's working for them and against them, and them for themselves getting to decide, okay, am I going to change this to benefit my swing, or am I going to keep doing the same thing and continue to have the results I'm having?
That's right.
And like we said, we're a guide. We are going to show you the way of what's working and what's not working. It's up to you to decide whether you want to be a part of it and change it, or keep it the same way it's been going.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's really all it is.
You talk about a money saver too.
Yeah. Lord, save a lot of money on lessons.
Lord have mercy. Some folks, I mean, there's gonna be some people from here on out that's only gonna spend about. I mean, some folks are only gonna spend about $300. They're gonna buy the CamWood program and they're gonna want to do it, figure it out.
The most expensive thing you'll probably have to worry about now is travel ball expenses instead of coaching.
How much you want to play?
Yeah, coaching and training expenses.
Even the lessons that we're doing, I mean, it's a cheap lesson. I mean,
we give you a pretty good deal.
For some of the areas that you guys are at, y'all aren't getting prices like that.
Yeah.
And for what you get, I mean, $80, 2 lessons a month, you get access to videos and the weekly tips.
Yep.
Podcasts, all that stuff.
You're welcome, Brian. You got another Brian.
Very good question too. Any other questions?
Yeah.
Man, one question. Come on, guys. I know somebody's got a question.
We also can answer questions about game bats, stuff like that. So if you have any questions about those, any of our products or stuff like that, please ask them. Let us know.
I do see there's a new deal on the website now. I think it's the Labor Day deal. I don't know if the price changed, but it's the All-American package and a free game bat. Let me look and see. Yes, for limited time, you can buy the All-American 30-day program package, the one-hander, two-hander.
Trey just messaged us about it.
The program, and get a free custom game bat. Do we do virtual lessons? Yes, we do.
Yes.
You can check that out at our facilities website, swingshopofficial.com. If you go to the homepage, I'll actually just send you to the homepage. It's easy to navigate through. I'll send you to the homepage because that's where you'll kind of be able to read about us, what we do. We are the only certified CamWood facility in the country. We teach hitting. I mean, we use the drills in the 30-day program to teach what we teach. But we more so kind of just modify it to the player. I mean, it's really specific to the player. It's a 30-day program. But I mean, it's not a 30-day fix for everybody. I mean, sometimes it's a 6-month overhaul. I mean, it's a complete, and I say overhaul, folks may think we're changing. Again, you're not changing the swing. It's just going to take 6 months for that kid to really figure out what his issues are or her issues are, and then the time to fix them. and to really train their muscles that this is the new way to do it.
Well, it's not, like you said, muscle wise, it's not only the mental side of training it, it's the physical. These drills may be simple, but they're not easy to do, especially with the weight of the bats, and having to feel it in new places and use new muscles to get that direction started in the way we want. Sometimes requires more than a week of the one hander, more than 2 weeks of the lower half. I mean, it requires some muscle building, some control that a lot of people don't understand how to use.
And this is, I mean, that would be, these lessons would be for folks that have been through the program or that have, I mean, just buying it, never been through it before, whatever. We're always going back to the drill. Folks ask us a lot. I mean, can we do pitching machine? Can we do this? Can we throw, blah, blah, blah? And that's fine. But I tell them, you're not really going to do any of that with us. Because I know how much of that you're going to get. You're going to get that every day at practice. You're going to get that most of the time when you go to the cage by yourself or with some buddies, because that's what they want to do. Nobody wants to stand and hit off the tee. But where you're really going to find your issues and fix your swing is on the tee. You're going to fix them on the tee. And so many folks try to do it with a moving ball. They try to band-aid stuff with a moving ball, and nothing's consistent.
I like to, if we do sometimes do soft toss or live pitching, I like to kind of use it as a point of reference. I can see already that they're struggling with something, but they just want to get on this soft toss. They want to go on live pitching. So I use it to my advantage. I sometimes break it down into just hands, and I also show them what's lacking, where their swing is off, and where it's firing from, and where it needs to be fixed.
You take the two-hand drill and put them in a front toss. A kid that say doesn't want to really get their elbow driving, and let them stand there and throw to them, doing no feet, no shoulders. They ain't gonna hit one ball square. And then you can prove your point. I mean, that's why we got to go back to the tee, because you still ain't gonna have it yet. Your muscles still don't know how to do it when the ball starts coming to you.
Or I like to see the control aspect too. I hit with a kid the other day, Gavin. He looked pretty decent off the tee, but I could still tell he didn't have much control with his lower half. We got into soft toss, and he's all over the place, going out, lunging at balls, falling back, all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, before you do anything, you're gonna have to learn how to control. And Julian, based on that, I know you have a question kind of about she's gotten better with her hands. She lacks the lower half drive. That goes to a lot into stability to me.
So much.
I think another thing that people don't understand when they start getting into weight shift and the pipe and everything like that is you got to have a consistent tempo. The control and the consistency of my tempo, I like to talk about as just like a constant little rhythm. I don't want to rush my load, but I got to have it consistent. So you'll see a lot of people that have a rhythm, MLB players, softball players, all that kind of stuff. They do the same thing. Kind of do a backswing or something, and then 1, 2, and go. But it's the same every single time. That's a good repetition to think about when you're doing lower half, because that way you have the same fire every time. When we start getting out of that rhythm, usually is when stuff starts firing out of place. So I start firing my hands first because I'm rushing. I start firing my lower half first, and my hands are just lagging back here because I'm being slower. I'm trying to do too many different things. I got to think of a consistent tempo with the same mindset of what's firing first, which is always going to be my knee. And after that, you got to let it function. You gotta let it, then you got to figure it out as far as it feeling smooth and how it's going to be functioning together after that.
That's why we go. That's why we stick to the tee. That's why every kid that hits with us.
Because that would be almost.
Not everybody can hit with us, because that tee right there, you're going to see it every single day.
Well, feeling that would be nearly impossible on a moving ball.
Absolutely. Yes, it's so tough to pinpoint where it's off.
That'd be nearly impossible.
Another good question here. I believe it's a question. I haven't really read through it. I'm on day 18 with both of my girls. They're 17 and 15. It's really shown them so far the flaws in their swings. My younger daughter still has the tendency to pull off the ball sometimes. I tried the net behind her, but it just wasn't comfortable position. She's doing a ton better, though. Definitely tough program with a lot of swings, but really seems to be helping them. Absolutely. And something that I'll tell you that, would help if the net doesn't work, having a net behind them. I know this kind of gets aggravating for people sometimes. Take a chair. I saw a girl, I don't know if Paige is in here, but Paige, one of the girls that was in here last week, we mentioned the same thing. She went home and found like a dolly. And she had a dolly stood up. She had her hand on the dolly, and she was doing a one-hand drill with her hand on the dolly. Because you can't pull off when you're holding on to it.
Don't try to resist it.
Find you something that can resist this part of your body from doing this
Mm-hmm.
and keeps you from doing that.
Yeah.
You just got to make your body feel it the right way.
Yeah.
It's not going to change the swing.
Uh-huh.
It's not going to take you out of position. It's really not going to put you in an uncomfortable position. It's going to make you learn how to use your body.
Yeah.
So that would help getting that front shoulder to stay in.
And I would say too, on top of that, most of the time when people are pulling off with the front shoulder, they're overdriving.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to really understand where the hitting zone is. It's just that distance right in front of the tee, about 12 to 18 inches. But that's where we're going to have the max amount of speed and max amount of power. After we get through that and let that barrel release naturally, everything else over here that's aggressive is wasted.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't worry so much about getting way back here aggressively when you're trying to do one-handers and two-handers, because you're fighting not my line I'm trying to stay on. You're fighting the zone. You're fighting everything going towards the pitcher where I want it to.
Mm-hmm.
Just let it release here, and then after that I'm done. Okay. Hold it. Make sure I have a good firm abs, good firm legs on the ground, but don't try to overdo when it comes to our hand path. Okay.
Yeah. You got to remember, you got one hand and a heavy bat.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be popping off that tee right when you start.
No.
Stay loose and just try to drive the weight past the ball.
And if you want to see it, I think if you want to see it pop off faster, have better hand speed, use this to do it. My core and my lower half.
Gotta have more resistance.
Let my hands just be loose. Let that resistance here stiffen up when my hands are getting past so they fly by.
Yeah.
Okay. If I'm too loose up here and I feel that happen like this, I don't have any resistance. My whip and motion off the ball is happening at the same time, so I'm not having any whip. I'm just coming across. If you want to have that whip there where it kind of just boom, it whips through, it's got to hold it. It's got to be a little bit of a wall. So, and that's something that we have talked about a couple times in some of our live lessons is how much people don't.
I say I always heard. I always knew in a sense. Folks mentioned it every now and then when I was coming up that your core is important in your swing. Yeah. But I would tell you right now, it is probably the most important thing. Your core stability, your lower half stability. I mean, how well you can hold yourself in the ground and and resist the speed that you're trying to create is going to determine how good of a hitter you're going to be.
Well, it's something that's a learning thing that we've learned. We haven't really thought about it until actually doing it. But we say there's 3 aspects to your swing. I would say if there's a 4th one, it's your abs.
Yeah.
Because it's the only thing in between the fire that's happening from your lower half in order for it to get to your hands. Mm-hmm. If this connection's lost here, that power will never make it up here.
Yeah.
So my direction will be lost, or my power will get lost, or I'll try to get too handsy, stuff like that. So you have to feel once it starts to get up to my hip that it stays through my abs going up. You can't just lose it here and just go boom, try to spin out of it, or vice versa, lag and not fire it. You know, but I'm sure y'all seen both. But you got to feel that connection stay all the way up through my abs.
That's such a good point.
But yeah.
Any other questions, comments? Really good stuff. Mm-hmm. And we've only been in here for 23 minutes. Wow.
Yeah. So I'm talking about, guys. That's the kind of questions we want. Mm-hmm. We got 14 people in here. Only about 4 or 5 ask questions. Come on. We got 10 more. I'm going to start making a challenge happen.
We're going to host this live class. We'll start.
Yeah. Well, if you get in here, you got to ask a question. Yeah. If you get in here, you got to ask a question, even if it's a small one.
Oh, yeah.
No dumb
questions. For your kid right here.
No dumb questions either. Okay. So if it's a simple question, who cares? Ask it anyway.
No stupid question. We get this a lot. Is it good to do the 30-day program in season? Yeah. In my opinion, you do it anytime you hear. First, as soon as you hear about it, you do it. You start.
Yep.
Nothing that we do. We start from the hands. You're going to make a hitter better right off the bat if you fix their hands. Mm-hmm. So doing the drills, starting on week 1, you're not going to do anything but improve the swing.
Yes.
You have to make sure that they're doing the drills correctly. You have to make sure, number 1, that you watch the videos and you figure out what we're teaching here.
Yeah.
And then start teaching what they're supposed to do. Because if you teach them what they're supposed to do, more times than not, they're not going to mess up. Okay? They're not gonna go to the game and it's not gonna mess up their swing. The drill's gonna be improving their swing and not hurting their swing. So start as soon as you can, and then just ease your way through it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not in a hurry for a kid that's like, say, week 2 in his season or week 1 getting ready to start his season or whatever. They start a 30-day program. I'm not going to be trying to rush that kid to day 30.
No.
I mean, if anything, we may only do hands.
Well, you got.
If you just start turning it on, I mean, I'm not going to try to hurry up and get you to the weight shift drill. I'm going to let you get real comfortable with having good hands. Learn the stuff, learn the drills, learn the knowledge of it, and just ease your way through it. Start as soon as you can.
And really let the kids understand that these are drills.
Yeah.
Do not get in a game and try to finish like this. These are drills that are implementing the path I want to take, things I kind of want to feel. But as my swing functions fully, they have to fully function all the way around and try to feel that same thing staying through my zone, staying through where I want. Because I think sometimes kids, when they get to a game, they try to do the drill. Well, it's a drill.
Yeah, they do.
It's not a swing.
Okay.
So you can't get into a game and do the drill because it doesn't. That's not how the swing functions. It doesn't just stop right here. It's got to continue to flow around.
Yes.
To function like the way we want.
This program is going. It should. If you follow it, you watch the videos and you teach it to your kids, it should make hitting easier for them.
Yeah.
The whole purpose of this is not to teach teach your kid all this stuff and then have them go to the game and remember it all.
Yeah.
I don't need them to remember it. I need them to remember it while they're working, make their body do it the right way, and then go swing the bat. Get loose, see the ball, and hit it. Just like you used to when you were 5 years old and you grabbed your first bat. Now your muscles are going to react the right way, especially if you're thinking about just my start. Where am I going to start this from? The ground, my knee. And then you just let the swing play out.
Yeah.
You don't have to really do the drills and then go to the game and try to make the drill happen in the game.
No.
At some point, you'll possibly have to start really focusing on the application part. But for the younger kids, man, their muscles, they're quick to learn. Teach them how to do it and tell them to go see it and hit it. Have fun, kid.
Yeah. And Bert, I would highly suggest that either you let us see your daughters, maybe do a little live session with us or something, through that link, or send us some videos, I guess through the hotline or text.
Yeah.
I think that would really help us see. I know what you're kind of talking about, the offset stance, so they're probably open and come close or vice versa, whatever.
I mean, it's go ahead. I'll let you go first.
Too many moving parts in the start of my swing is not going to allow me to have good direction. And as comfortable as it is to start that way for them, does it fight against what I'm doing as I fire? Okay, am I able to get my foot down? Am I able to have a good front side while I'm firing, or does everything feel loose? Everything feels like it's constantly in motion and never slows down, never stops. Some things I've been really pointing out to some kids is they think they have a good weight shift. They think they feel good until I get them to load and stride, and then I say stop, and they're still going. If you were to do that, if you were to tell them to load and stride, could they hold that position as if they were taking a pitch? Or would they continue to go? Strike three. You have to be able to control that aspect. You have to be able to feel it, get into my backside, and stay there even when that front foot plants and I'm ready to fire. Okay, there has to be a slight delay.
And the consistency with that has to be key.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about, loading back and keeping your front side stiff. If you're inconsistent with that, your swing's going to be off. Same thing with the offset stance. If you're starting open and you're not getting back to parallel, in line,
that's tough too. Yeah.
One slight
overstep or understep.
And it's going to make your body function differently.
Yep.
You'll maybe be able to get some pitches, but there's going to be that one pitch, that one time that your body doesn't get it. And it's probably going to be when there's runners on second, third, 2 outs, and you need to drive them both in. That's how the game is. It gets you in the worst point.
Well, yeah.
So you've got to make sure that you take out all the extra moving parts if they're an issue. Like Brian mentioned, you said the word comfortability. That's a big thing with kids. Everybody wants to be comfortable. I'm all about you being comfortable. But if comfortability is causing you to I mean, be inconsistent, then how comfortable do you really want to be?
Yeah.
I mean, I can take a little bit of discomfort for a period of time if it's going to cause me to be more consistent. Because the more I do that, the more I get into that position, that new position, it's going to become the new comfortable.
Well, I feel like kids, players, older and young, the comfortability they're talking about is in their hands. I feel comfortable because I feel where the bat is, which is all up here.
Uh-huh.
When in reality, I'm never going to be able to get a ball driven with my weight up here. The ball, the energy I need and the weight I need needs to come from below
Down.
to get that ball up.
Yeah.
So I have to start feeling that comfortability happen down low, and it's gonna make this feel better because it's gonna make it feel light. It's gonna make it feel effortless when I swing, when I have my comfortability down here in my legs.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're comfortable, ask them where they feel that comfort. Do they feel it in their legs or do they feel it up top? And if the answer is in my hands, well then there's gonna be some bad things happen when my swing functions. Because I'm gonna be way over the top. It's gonna be super jumpy and it's gonna get out away from me.
Mm-hmm.
That's not gonna be any good for my swing, especially not gonna create much power.
No, you're going to strike out a lot.
Yeah.
Like I did. Because, man, you're ready to send that thing, dude. I have a question about the front foot landing position during a swing. Front foot tends to turn forward towards the pitcher. Is that something we should work on avoiding? I like kids to to think in their head, try to land here. Try to land perpendicular to where they're trying to go. The more this starts to creep open, the more your hip starts to creep open, your front hip. If this hip leaves, okay, now your line's going off.
Yeah.
It's going to pull you off. It's going to be real hard for your hips to go this way and you drive the ball the other way. So that's why we talk about in the program only using one hip. The front side, focus on trying to land square.
Yeah.
I don't want to land open. I see a lot of folks teaching that now. They get in this big, like powerful, wide knee, powerful, somewhat powerful position in their legs. And I guess they're strong if they were going to deadlift. They're going to deadlift some weight off the ground.
Yeah.
But we're not deadlifting here. Okay, we're an athlete. We got to learn how to hit and be comfortable in our legs when we hit. So if our front foot's landing open, to me, you're not really comfortable. You're going to be less comfortable the more that front foot starts turning open. I want to land. I want to land deep. I want to land with my front foot square to where I'm trying to go. We're trying to create that.
You got to think where you want your weight to be.
Mm-hmm.
You want your weight to feel balanced, to be underneath you, to be right in the middle. Okay, so if I'm doing anything to take my weight outside, whether it be back, front, ahead of me or behind me, I feel like that opening that 45.
It's gonna make you go one way or the other.
Yeah, it's not making you necessarily go this way, but it's making you get off kilter here. Okay, whether the chest be leaning in or I'm gonna kind of get the falling back feeling.
Well, you said this.
Yeah.
Or mentioned something like this. If you had a 2x4 board laying across, a cliff, you had to walk across it. You want a tightrope walk across that sucker, or you want to? Is it going to be easier to stand here and kind of balance yourself? We're talking balance here. I don't want to be walking across the string. I want to walk across the floor.
I want to
stand on the ground. Yeah. Feel your feet land on the ground. I don't want to feel myself get here.
Yeah.
That front foot open. It's going to a lot of things can happen when you do that. I had a trainer and one hander. Use it perhaps. The drills I would recommend we're talking 14U travel softball here. Trying to help our kids stay inside the ball. Kind of running team practice type deals.
Yeah.
And the number one thing that I would do if I'm a coach and I'm running team practices, we're in the cage, we're doing one-handers, two-handers. That's going to be that would be like the first 5 minutes before we even started what we're actually going to work on in the cage.
And I would even take it, if you want to do soft toss with it, I would take it and do soft toss with a one-hander. Do their full swing with a one-hander. You're going to really see if they're staying here on the zone, or you're going to see a lot of this.
Yeah.
And misses. You're going to see a lot of swing and misses.
You could go now. I could give you like 6 stations. You got a one-hander over here sitting on a bucket. Like I'm sitting in this chair right here, doing that right there.
Yeah.
Okay. No lower half, really isolating this. You're not going to be able to have any twist. Yeah. Then I'd go over here and have another one-hander where you're sitting here holding this chair back here. You're standing on your feet and you're driving your hand past the ball. Then I'd have a two-hander. CamWood trainer We may have front toss going on over here with a coach,
Yeah.
doing 2 hand, no feet, no shoulders.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, working on staying in the
Mhm.
attack zone right here, not trying to get way on out here. I mean, I'd take these drills right here
Mhm.
and I would do these drills with my
Yeah.
players
I would.
in every way, shape, and form I could, and that would be the bread and butter of what we do.
I would. I would reach out to us through email or something, and maybe we can send you something that would help.
Well, I mean, folks, are
Yeah.
asking about any good drills. I mean, the 1 hand, no feet, no
Yeah.
shoulders. I'll send you the link to this video right here, on our YouTube channel, of basically the 4 core drills that we use.
Yep.
This is what we use. This is how we teach it. We kind of talk a little bit about why. Not too much about the why in here. You can go find other videos on our YouTube channel that show you more about the why we teach it.
Mhm.
But this is the gist of what we do. I would
Yeah.
find a way to implement these 4 drills, in different variations. I mean, different modifications, whatever the case may be. And I'd make them kids grind.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, to me as a coach, if you're a coach, and I know folks, there's coaches in here. If you're a coach, I mean, I would assume that you don't want players on your team. You would rather not have, I gotta make sure I say this, guy.
Yeah.
You would rather not have players on your team that really don't want to work. If you got players on your team that don't really want to work, team probably ain't gonna be that good. They
Mhm.
really ain't gonna know how to compete. This stuff right here, hitting don't change, folks. It does. The concepts do not change.
Yeah.
I don't need to do anything extra to make them enjoy this more, to have more fun. This is work.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the way we. I mean, if you want to be here on this team, this is baseball. This is what we do.
Mhm.
I'm trying to make you a better baseball player.
Yeah.
If you let me do that, I'll make you a better person, a better
Mhm.
man, or a better daughter, whatever. I'll make you better, whatever. Okay, because all that stuff I learned
Yeah.
through the work of playing baseball. How to go about my work in the
Yeah.
game. I mean, give your kids the tools, the process, the resources that they need,
Mhm.
and then teach them how to work. This is what we do. This is our job. Let's go to work.
And I'm telling you, that atmosphere will be contagious. Most of the time, the kids will either bump their game up to get to that atmosphere that you have in there, or you'll run some people out the door,
Yes.
and that's okay.
And that's what I'm talking about. You don't want
Yeah.
folks, I mean, you don't really want
Yeah.
folks on your team that don't want to work. You're
Yeah.
going to weed them people out with this.
Mhm.
You're going to make your team better with this. Your team
Yeah.
may get a little smaller,
Mhm.
but eventually it's going to get a lot bigger because
a lot
folks,
better, yeah.
this is contagious.
Yeah.
Folks want to be a part of this. A good question here, do you have any drills to help the front foot from opening up? I would say that I don't really have a drill for that. If a kid's got an issue, I mean,
We do
they say, okay, you got an issue pulling off. What's your drill for a kid pulling off? You do the 1-hander, you just grab a chair.
Yeah.
For a kid opening their front foot when they stride, I'm gonna put something in front of their front foot that when their front foot hits the ground, it can't turn like this. I'll put the
Well-
pipe in front of their front foot.
I know you're probably not thinking about it right now, but one drill we do with the weight shift is we'll tell the player to load
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
pause, and then after they pause, we'll say fire.
Yeah.
We kind of create their rhythm and tempo themselves,
Break it
so
up.
so they can see where their weight is, they can see what their front foot's doing, and if it's not where we want it when they load, we start over. Okay, we get it to a point to where we want the weight, or we want their front foot and how it feels, and then we say fire. That
Uh-huh.
way they can really feel where everything is gonna be. That little pause, and then the fire.
Mhm.
And-
There's not
yeah.
really a drill. It's like you got to teach your body how to do it. You got to
Yeah.
stop working for a minute.
Mhm.
That's where you kind of got to pause and teach your body how to do something new.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say it's really elementary, but I
Uh-uh.
mean, you have to simplify stuff sometimes.
You have to get as simple as you
Yeah.
need to.
because that's what they're going to benefit from is the feeling.
Uh-huh.
You can't see much when you do hitting. You
I'm
have to feel it.
so glad you brought up the
So-
the broken swing.
Yeah.
Load, stride, swing, or
Mhm.
load, drive.
Mhm.
We kind of change it depending on the player and how
Yeah.
they load. But we break it up, make them pause, load, stride, swing. Because when you get the stride and they pick their foot up and land it down, they're gonna land it one way or the other,
Yeah.
or somewhere in between. And that you need to say, okay, look at your front foot. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
If you keep doing the drill, they're gonna keep stepping right past it, stepping right past it, stepping right past it, opening it
And-
up.
Yeah.
And every time you say, "Do you feel that? Do you see that?" No, they don't see it. They're trying to hit the ball. They're swinging.
Yeah. And you shouldn't really feel, to me, I think sometimes when kids have a problem with their foot placement, when they load, it's due to the fact that they have too much weight on it. They're trying to come down on that foot hard, and they need to be a lot softer with that placement. It's going to allow them to be a lot more controlled with that placement and where their foot's doing it. And that drill helped the pause. It really helps them see, okay, do I have some weight leaking to my middle or to my front foot?
Yep.
And you're gonna really see it because you're slowing things down, and they will feel it. But yeah, that should help a lot with that.
Great stuff.
Yeah, this
one's turned out really well.
Yeah, I like all
I
these
kind of
questions.
came out of the woodworks with the questions. I love it.
It just takes y'all so long. It takes
I
y'all like
know.
10
We just gotta.
minutes.
Hey, we're here to motivate.
Should
what
y'all
we're
just
here
be
for.
sitting in the chat room without us like the first 10 minutes and then we come in?
Thanks for the great program. My kid is about a week in, drags his top hand elbow. Working on it now. Is this something that typically is addressed through the program progression? Should I work on something else? No, this is something that I heard a lot of folks talk about when I first came to work for CamWood probably 2 years ago. They were talking about that right there. They'd always call it like a racing back elbow. Like they're getting this right here. Okay, elbow's way up in here.
Yeah.
But truthfully, to me, they're not even using their hand.
Yeah.
To me, the bat is so heavy and the bat is in such a bad position. Let me show it to you like this. You got to put, how old your kid? Probably 8 to 10, 11 years old. So they got a bat that's somewhat heavy. And if it's not positioned on the top of their hand, if it's more like this here, okay, this is a whole lot lighter than this hand is. All that weight is sitting in that hand. They're not really moving the weight with their hand. They're going with their elbow. Their hand ain't even doing anything. I'd break it down, slow it down, elementary here, put a one-hander in their hand and have them move the weight.
To me,
they got to learn how to move that weight. Right now, they're just kind of swinging at the ball.
To me, with that feeling, you're trying to get the barrel in behind your body. I'm trying to get in back here and just let it just lag through the zone rather than create speed and whip. None of this back here really matters. You're not gonna have any power back here. It's behind your body. There's no strength to it.
I gotta get that weight forward.
Yeah, if you get lucky enough and hit a good one back here, it's luck. I mean,
there's no other way to say it.
Yeah. So where you're gonna find your best one, your most power, speed, everything is gonna be off the front foot. You're gonna have a more compact swing. Everything's gonna be staying close and tight, and everything's gonna get released off that front side with your whole body behind it. Okay. Anybody, if you were to hold a bat out here, even with your body or behind it, and got somebody to push on it, you'd have nothing there. You just have to kind of just pull your whole body weight to get the bat through.
Yeah.
If you caught it out front, that's the front side, everything behind it. I can get it through with a lot more power.
Yeah.
Get through that ball.
I think that the top hand and the elbow, this is kind of the stuff that I was thinking about when folks were asking this question. This used to be a big question we got. The top hand, and I mean, in a sense, y'all watch us do these drills. I mean, my elbow's driving. It's got to move. But this and this, in a sense, they stay right there together. Okay. My hand, in a sense, is kind of right in front of my elbow. But they're close together. I'm not letting one get way ahead of the other. I'm not dumping that bat back here.
No.
Okay. I'm using this whole part of my arm to move the weight. I'm trying to balance this weight in this hand. I'm using this to hit the ball up here.
Yeah.
So I've got to get it up there fast and then let it go hit the ball. So many times they're trying to hit it, like as soon as they start, they're trying to hit it right now. They start going way down in here.
But I mean,
and it hurts.
I don't know how long you've been in here, but based on what we've talked about and how that looks, what do you think looks disconnected while using that back arm like that? Connecting my legs to my hands, which
all the way
is
up the chain.
My core. You have no core here. Everything is super loose. Nothing's connected. I've got to feel that core keeping me there to get get this hand through. I feel like this hand does too much when this is lacking.
Yeah, it has to.
Because it's got to get my shoulder through and everything like that. Everybody's trying to get to, because this is lacking. I had to create some type of extra movement here to catch up to my legs. Yeah.
Yeah. Get to the ball.
Yeah. But yeah, I would, Core. This is recorded, right? Yeah. Well, we'll have this video posted. So if you missed some stuff at the beginning, you can go back and watch this on our YouTube.
And I mean, it's one of those things like you said. I mean, this stays together, but this really is not going to move the weight unless this is tight. Your hands aren't going to be able to get past your body unless this is solid and these are loose.
Yep.
I mean, disassociation. There's you a fun word to throw at your 12-year-olds.
And
But that's what we're trying to create here. We're trying to create. This is a stable pole. This is a whip.
I don't know how many kids of y'all play middle infield or anything like that, but a big example I've been using a lot lately as far as how my hand should feel is fielding a ground ball. You do not have from your shoulders down tightness at all to create good speed, get that ball out. Everything has to be nice, loose, compact, whip. All your stability is coming from your body, but everything is getting generated quickly through my hands, from my shoulders down, being nice and quick. Mm-hmm. And that's how my hands should feel when I'm doing this. It shouldn't feel like I'm getting tight, trying to get that front arm out and being tight with it. I should feel loose, okay, and start feeling a consistency with that while this is tight below it.
Yeah.
Okay. You should be able to do it. And usually when I point this out, especially with people that are middle infielders and know how it feels to do that, they're able to get the drill a little bit better because they're like, oh, that makes sense because I'm being super tight.
Truth of the matter is, they felt all these movements before. They felt them doing something else.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like some of them felt them playing infield. Some of them felt it when they climbed up on the couch last night and they're hit for all. Yeah. I mean, talking about pipe dream. You felt this before.
Yeah. You
just got to figure out how to get your mind tell your body how to do it again.
Yeah.
And learn how to make it just do it on command. I was only introduced to the CamWood bat recently. I love it. It's clearly a great tool. You all clearly do a great job teaching hitting. Thank you so much. But I have a problem identifying what specifically, other than the building bat speed, the CamWood bat is naturally teaching a hitter. In other words, what does the CamWood bat teach best? Truthfully, in my opinion, it would be the knowledge of the swing. I mean, the bat itself is going to teach bat path. Yeah. The program itself is going to teach you the knowledge of the swing. It's going to teach you, I mean, folks go to school for business. Folks go to school for, marketing. Folks go to school for graphic design or whatever. This is like the school of hitting. Mm-hmm. This is going to teach you how the swing should function, top to bottom, bottom to top, and then show you exactly how to get to that point, to move yourself to that point.
Yep.
So, there's so much more. That's such a broad question to me. You're talking inside the ball. You're talking keeping your power underneath the ball. You're talking proper extension through the ball. It teaches you so much, but truthfully, it all kind of comes back to it's just the knowledge of the swing. Mm-hmm. Teaches you how to understand the swing better, understand hitting better, what's actually going to be happening when you go up to the plate, and how to get your body to be consistent at making solid contact.
It should gradually, naturally make your swing better. I know you're asking, does it naturally make it better? But you have to learn knowledge. If you just go through the drills and try to have it happen naturally, it's going to take a very long time. It's like flipping a coin. It's going to take a very long time. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's going to take more than those 30 days. It's going to take 60, 80, maybe a year to get it down. You have to learn it because only then will you be able to feel when things are off and make adjustments. I like to say make it very simple when I'm making adjustments. Mm-hmm. If I'm on the weight shift drill, always start from my start and making an adjustment. Is my knee firing? If the question is no, I have to start there before I worry about anything else.
Yeah, my hands or anything else.
Okay, and knowing this stuff as a hitter is going to really help in game because you're sitting here on a tee and you're feeling this. Mm-hmm. What do you think is going to happen when you get to that point in the game and you're feeling it off?
Or you're feeling it and you're focusing on it. So then you get in the game and you feel it while you're focusing on hitting and you're like, man, that don't feel right. And you know right where to go.
Mm-hmm. Now I know how to make my adjustment. Mm-hmm. I
know right where to go.
And I think, and like you said, that's the best thing about what this is doing. It is teaching kids how to adjust their own swing based on 4 drills and 3 to 4 aspects of their swing. And that's something you can never take away from them. Not me, not Jonathan, not Trey.
I didn't think this would ever exist, y'all. I didn't think this is possible. But it takes 4 drills and it shows you how to fix your swing in any situation.
And it makes sense.
Any situation.
Yeah, it's simple enough to make sense. The hardest part about all of this is doing it. Okay? Learning it is not as hard.
You guys have a number of different programs that you recommend, and I don't know which one to choose for my 9 and 10-year-old boys. I'll send you the direct link that takes you straight to it. You're looking for part 1. Part 2 is there for the taking. It really kind of gets, a little more advanced. It kind of utilizes the CamWood Drill Pro T, introduces, some more back and forth 2 and 2 type stuff with front toss and BP, soft toss, things like that. But really, we do all of this with the 30-day program. We use the drills in the 30-day program, and we work through it. I'm gonna get you the straight up link so you can click and it takes you straight to it. This is the package that you want. It's gonna give you both bats. It's gonna give you access to the program as well, and all the other perks. I'm clicking this link too because I may have, yeah. All right, when you open that up, it's going to be the first package. The very first package on the screen, that's the one you want. They all look the same, but it's the first one. What are the 4 main drills? Check out this YouTube video right here. You'll see them.
Yep. Should be up in the chat. Reposting it now.
They're the core 4 drills. And they're not like drills we invented. This is stuff that folks have done for years.
Yeah.
They've done for years. Nobody has just really kind of broken it down and simplified it all the way to the straight up concept of what we're doing. Mm-hmm. When you talk about the 1-hand drill, folks have seen people doing 1-hand swings all the time. And so many times they're doing the whole swing and they're swinging all the way up here, all the way up top. They're not really focused on their lower half. So they're already teaching their body to turn so much up top and their hands way back here. They haven't one time thought about, am I really focusing on staying through the ball and letting it release right there and letting maximum speed happen right there, so that when I get into my swing, that plays into it. So,
and you should be able to see on that page, that link you sent, there should be a package that has just the program on it.
Yes, I'll actually tell you which one. It's the program. It's the package right underneath that one.
Yep.
$97, All American 30-day program.
Yep.
That's the one you want. Any CamWood clinics coming to Connecticut? Not at this time. We do have a couple that are somewhat in the works. And one of them is going to be in Illinois, and then the other one's going to be in Missouri somewhere. Around St. Louis, I believe. Kind of waiting on a space to do it in Missouri. We have a pretty good. We'll probably have 10 kids or more. We're just kind of trying to find a space. So possibly mid-October, Missouri. You're hearing all this for the first time too. I just found this out the other day.
Yeah.
Possibly sometime in October for Missouri, and then Illinois, I believe, is going to be around November.
Okay.
Man, wouldn't that be something to go do a hit clinic and hunt the rut in the Midwest? Wow. Awesome. A bow hunter's dream.
Yeah.
Pensacola, Mobile, man, y'all right here close to us. We'll swing down to Pensacola tomorrow.
I was about to say,
that's a 2.5 hour ride.
Yeah.
I think. Let me look. I went to school in Brewton, Alabama for a period of time. You live in Pensacola, old Jefferson Davis Community College. It's now Coastal something. I played there for Coach Darrell Blevins. May he rest in peace. That was one of the greatest men I ever knew. Gave me a chance when nobody else wanted to. Let's see, Pensacola is 180 miles from me, where I sit. 3 hours and 14 minutes.
Yep.
We could be at your door. Where are y'all? We are in Cairo, Georgia, spelled like I'm sending it to you now. Well, it sounds like I'm sending it to you now.
Yeah.
It's spelled like that. That's where we're located, right around Tallahassee.
Yeah.
Some of y'all probably done been to Tallahassee. Next time you come, you ought to swing up here.
Yeah.
Pensacola, Mobile. I played in Mobile, played against, University of Mobile. Played over there. Pretty cool place, different little park. And down a hole. So. Any other questions, folks?
Yeah. Wrap it up.
Yep. How about T2 got to get that T fixed up that I sent you on Tuesday evening? Get that T fixed up. Sent you on Tuesday. You sent me something on Tuesday evening? What'd you send me, Jason? What am I missing? On Discord. I don't have my other phone. A T broke?
Don't look at it. Contact.
How do I contact y'all? I'm actually gonna put you in touch with Brian.
Lower Boston.
If you will,
Yeah, you can send. You can also send. Jason, just send your address and stuff to my email too,
yeah,
and I'll
We'll
get
take care
you.
of that.
Yeah, I'll get you a new ball
I'll
soon.
get you know.
I'll get you a new one sent out. Just gotta send me your address.
Frustrating. Frustrating. Anybody interested in contacting us about lessons or any of that? Email Brian. He'll get you set up.
Yeah.
Anybody interested in clinics or things of that nature?
Those areas.
Shoot that information to me. We can go from there. Y'all, I really appreciate it. It was a great day today.
Yeah.
Took us about 20 minutes to kind of get loose, but hey, some days it'd be like that.
You got 1 month.
Last call. There's 4 minutes until the 2 o'clock hour. Anybody has one last barring question you'd like to ask?
Or anything you still want to know that you still have?
Yeah, that you're curious about, that you, I mean,
still
question
give
that
you
you, that, I mean,
hesitation
I'm not trying
about
to, I
getting
mean, like talk you into going to buy the bat, but it's gonna help your kids. So if there's anything that's, I mean, keeping you from buying it, keeping you from moving that direction, ask that question now. Let's get that out of the way.
Well, we might work for CamWood, but we were also players. We played for a long time. If if we would have had these,
If I
things-
didn't work
yeah,
for CamWood, I'd teach this the
Yeah.
same
If-
way
if-
I'm
if we
teaching it
would've-
right now.
if we would have had these things growing up, it could have changed.
Oh,
both-
it would
probably would have
change.
changed both of our lives for the good. We just don't want your kids to miss out on that.
Right size, you need to go with the
Same as-
same
yeah.
length CamWood as the game bat. So kids swinging a 27-inch cam or game bat, go with 27-inch CamWood. Youth model or adult model is going to be dependent really on the size.
Yeah.
If they're 31-inch drop 3 or drop 5, go with the adult. All other smaller sizes go with the youth models, which would be 31-inch youth or smaller. I'll throw you guys that link too. Help us out. I'll just go to the website. But, all right, man, I don't. Oh man, I hate to be that guy.
Let's try to
hate to
get
be
in
that
the last
guy.
minute. Yeah, and again, this will be
I'll
the
let him
live-
in and tell him.
Yeah, the live
Um,
session will be
Yeah, this is
recorded.
recorded. We're gonna post this on the Swing Shop official YouTube channel,
Mhm.
so you can find it there. Make sure you subscribe while you're there, folks. Our subscriber count is going up. Don't know us and not subscribe. But if you're just now tuning in, we're about to wrap it up. Head over to our YouTube channel and
Go see this
check
live
this video
stream.
out later on.
There's a lot of good stuff in here, so y'all that are just hopping in, you definitely want to go watch this.
It'd be worth your time.
Yeah. We had some really good questions today. Explained a lot of things for a lot of different tips and tricks on how to fix it.
Yeah, very good. Guys, we appreciate you all. Good luck to your guys and gals, your daughters and sons. We wish them all the best. Keep grinding.
Yep.
Have them push theirself. That's the main thing. You push you.
Yep.
See you next Thursday.
Yeah.